Net migration to the UK halved in 2024, dropping to 431,000. What's driving this dramatic shift? In today's video, we break down what these numbers from the Office for National Statistics really mean, who's affected, and how this could reshape the future of immigration policy in the UK. Got thoughts on this? Let's talk in the comments. Before we dive in, hit that like button, subscribe for more honest breakdowns, and tap the bell so you never miss an update. Let's get into it. Net migration halved in 2024 to 431,000. ONS says net migration fell by almost 50% in 2024 compared to the previous year, according to the Office for National Statistics, ONS. New estimates showed 431,000 more people arrived in the UK than left over the 12-month period, compared to 860,000 a year earlier, the largest numerical drop on record. The decrease was driven by declining numbers of people coming to work and study in the UK following changes introduced by the previous Conservative government, and large numbers of people who arrived on study visas after COVID-19 pandemic restrictions eased leaving. There was also a large drop in the number of dependents accompanying people arriving in the UK on work and study visas, the ONS said. The previous biggest calendar year fall was during the early stages of the COVID-19 pandemic, when net migration dropped from 184,000 in the year ending December 2019 to 93,000 in December 2020. The large drop in the number of students bringing family members to the UK was a key objective of James Cleverly, the last Tory Home Secretary. At the same time, the end of global travel restrictions caused by the pandemic meant people who delayed their intention to move away finally went through with their plans. That group included people who came to the UK to study and have now left. Cleverly said he was very proud to have played a part in reducing net migration. Talking to BBC Radio 4's World at One program, he said it was something he worked on with the full support of then Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. It was roundly criticised by the Labour Party at the time, who are now trying to take credit for the work that I and other Conservatives did when in government, he said. Separate data released on Thursday by the Home Office showed the number of asylum seekers being housed in hotels has fallen, but is still higher than when Labour came to power last year. Home Office statistics showed there were 32,345 asylum seekers living in taxpayer-funded hotels in March 2025, down from 38,079 in December 2024. That figure is far lower than the record of 58,636 under the last Conservative government in June 2023. However, it represents a 9% increase since Labour came to power. The number of asylum seekers in hotels was 29,585 in June 2024. Detailed figures show the Home Office has begun to speed up processing asylum claims, including from people on small boats. This means that regardless of how many arrive every day, more people are either being allowed to stay as genuine refugees and therefore pay their own way through work, or told they will be removed. Ministers hope that speeding up, coupled with the evolving measures to combat cross-channel boats, will ultimately slash the numbers in hotels. On Thursday, the government highlighted Home Office data showing 29,967 people, including failed asylum seekers and foreign criminals, had been returned to their home countries. Home Secretary Yvette Cooper said there had been a 300,000 drop in net migration since the election last year, and promised the government would further reduce net migration by implementing its measures set out in the Immigration White Paper last week. These figures show a big increase in returns of failed asylum seekers and foreign national offenders, record levels of illegal working penalties, and the asylum backlog and hotel use coming down, she said. We are going even further by introducing new counter-terrorism-style powers to boost our border security and smash the people smuggling gangs responsible for their vile trade. Meanwhile, several senior Conservative figures sought to take credit for the drop in net migration. Shadow Home Secretary Chris Philp said, The decisions taken by the last conservative government have meant these net migration figures have fallen enormously. But let me be honest, those steps are not enough. These numbers need to go down further. Tory leader Kemi Badenoch wrote on social media that numbers are still too high. Responding to the figures, Reform UK leader Nigel Farage wrote on X, "Not as high as the great Tory betrayal, but still disastrous." Liberal Democrat spokeswoman Lisa Smart, however, said the current government was right to take steps to fix our broken immigration system after it was left in tatters by conservative mismanagement. Oxford University's Independent Migration Observatory said the record-breaking decline was primarily possible because numbers had been so high previously. The unit's head, Dr. Madeline Sumption, said UK migration patterns in 2023 were very unusual, with unexpectedly large numbers of visas for care workers, international students, and their family members. This made it easier for the government at that time to bring down the numbers. Dr. Sumption predicted the changes would have little impact on the economy. She said, "The groups that have driven the decline, such as study and work dependents, are neither the highest skilled, highest paid migrants who make substantial contributions to tax revenues, nor the most disadvantaged groups that require substantial support." So, there you have it. Net migration cut in half, but the story is far from over. What do you think this means for the UK's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading every one of them. If you found this eye-opening, don't just scroll away. Smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on updates like this. This is more than news. It's your future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.